Wow. Oh man, it's been forever since I've done this. Hello, YouTube. Welcome. How are you? Hope you're feeling well. Hope you're having a great day. This is what I'm doing right now. Here we are. I posted a tweet the other day, and I don't know if anybody that's on my YouTube even realizes this, but my Twitter account got deleted, so I had to restart it. And long story, it didn't. Anyway, I posted a tweet the other day, asked if you guys wanted me to keep posting about crypto content, because I haven't posted anything about crypto in a long time. And so, I asked, do you guys want some XRP videos, some crypto related content, probably some stock option trading videos? What do those look like? And there was actually surprisingly there was a lot of interest. People were retweeting and commenting. Everyone wanted a video. Everyone's super excited for me to make more videos. And so I thought I'd just do an update and show you guys that I'm here and I'm down to make more videos. So, cheers. How are you? I haven't seen a lot of you guys in so long. I know I used to run live streams all the time, so it was easy for you guys to keep up with what I was doing. I had a lot of updates, I had a lot of information being put out, and so I'm probably going to start getting back into making videos, primarily just some edits and focused ideas about what I think is going on right now. There's a lot going on, obviously, and there's just the basic cost dollar average investing strategy always winning out as usual. So we'll go into some of the basics of investing, basics of cryptographic currencies, cryptography, whatever cryptocurrencies are called these days, There's basically so many people in the space. There were so many creators in the space for a minute there. I didn't feel like I needed to make more videos about XRP. Didn't feel like there was a necessity for me to put up videos, but here we are. So, this is what I'm doing. It's Sunday, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but there's a motorcycle behind me. If you dare call it a motorcycle, it's a 72 Enduro. Check that out right there. Get the focus on this. It's a 72 Enduro Kawasaki. And I've been out here. I basically just bought this because I realized that I'm addicted to my phone. Like if I'm not working out or if I'm not doing something constructive, doing some work or watching a show or something, I feel like I'm just addicted to my phone. I'm just like always on this thing. So I'm thinking like, well, what can I do with my hands when I'm not working out, etc., etc. So I decided to commit to trying to rebuild a motorcycle. Even though I've never rebuilt a motorcycle before, I was like, I'm going to give this a go. So I bought this as a project bike. And I bought it because it was complete. I thought it was complete. There was basically a guy that said he'd never touched it and he was going to rebuild it. His wife had to get him to sell it, etc., etc. So he hadn't really taken it apart. And that's the problem, is when you want to build a project bike, everybody wants to take them apart first. Everybody wants to take it apart. The parts are everywhere. And then you are stuck with trying to figure out what they did. And I'm not like that great at figuring out what other people did to take things apart. But I'm not that great a mechanic. I've never rebuilt a motorcycle before. But it's kind of like that old principle of like, you teach a man to fish, or you give a man a fish. Like you give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. I've like bought this and I've fixed this up. I've like made this run perfectly. It was lifted, but it didn't have these big tires on it. So I've got these big old monster tires on it. Let's get in here. So I bought this. The guy wanted $3,000 for it, but I ended up getting him to. I pointed out a bunch of stuff that I thought was wrong with it, and he talked himself down to $1,500. And then I've been fixing. I had to replace this reservoir overflow tank, and it was having issues. I had to replace one of the hoses down here, one of the main lower radiator hoses. I replaced this entire air box and this air intake housing. It was just so deteriorated. It was not even keeping pressure. So I replaced that with this nice new silicone one. And a couple other things. I've just been working on the body. And my point is that I'm not that great a mechanic. I've never worked on these before, but because when I was younger, someone taught me the basic principles of mechanics, the basic principles how an engine works and what propels them and all those things. I can figure it out for the most part, or Google it if I need to. So I just bought this with the same idea. I've never worked on a motorcycle before, and I've never taken apart a I've never taken apart a two-stroke before, and I've never rebuilt a carburetor. So I basically bought this and as a kit, or not as a kit. I bought this as a project bike to rebuild. This airbox used to be in here, but it had this like weird air filter that's really expensive to replace. So I took it off and I put a different, like kind of just like a new Spectre air filter on there, I think. And I went to the junkyard. There's like so hard to find these parts. Like I found this part on eBay for $500, which is more than I paid for the whole bike to rebuild. So, and this wasn't even in here. When I took this plate off for the first time, I was like, oh cool, I'll just see how the carburetor looks. After I got it home, I should have checked it when I was buying it. Like a fool, I just thought there was a carburetor in there because it had the housing, but it was actually a different housing for a different cable. So anyway, rebuilt this carburetor the other day. Might need to be rebuilt again. I put it in, put the cable in, got a fuel pump, put that in. It wasn't in here. I have this oil reserve tank, basically because it's a two-stroke. This oil reserve tank has to go up here after I put the air filter in, and then we might have a working motorcycle. But anyway, I bought this. Look at this. This is so cool. This 1974 shock. It's got the 1974 year on it. Expires in month punch. Expires month punched. So January, February, March, April. So April 74. It was registered in Nebraska. That's cool. And it's got a lot of the original parts, but it had this weird, like, kind of motorcycle, like dirt bikey fender, the same as this kind of. So I took the front one off, and I'm going to replace this back one with, I think, an original. So that's what I'm doing with my hands. Try to keep my hands busy. Do have something to work on instead of playing on my phone all the time. And that's pretty much what my garage is full of right now. It's just me working on these things that I'm hoping to repair and ride around. I'm going to actually get like a single track trailer. And I'm going to get a single track trailer for my Rover. I'm going to put my Rover single track trailer together with my Enduro on it. Head out of the mountains. So I'm just going to sit out here and work on this motorcycle some more and call my Saturday good. I got actually some parts to put in the Rover too, so I'm going to put some parts in the Rover and probably just smoke some legal marijuana and drink some of my wine down there. And that's about it. So I went to the junkyard today. So there's actually the problem with these old motorcycles is that they are hard to find parts for. So that old carburetor I found on eBay for $500, I bought it for this junkyard for $60. But the problem is junkyards don't have that many motorcycle parts normally. So I just looked, and there happens to be a motorcycle specific junkyard next to my house. It's like 15 minutes from my house, 20 minutes from my house. It's like 30 minutes from my house. It's like 35 minutes from my house. But anyway, it's a motorcycle specific junkyard, which is really crazy because when you think about it, like junkyards don't always have motorcycles, and if they do, they don't have that many, which means that this junkyard specifically had not only a huge pile of motorcycles, but it's like only open 1 day a week for 3 hours. So it's very interesting. You can only go 1 day a week for 3 hours, but it has tons of motorcycles. So I went to this motorcycle junkyard, and I got so lucky. I went and I found a fuel pump and a carburetor. The carburetor is attached to the assembly and the cable that goes up to the throttle. So I had to get this entire throttle assembly, basically, and the cable right here. I took the old one off. Put the new one on. The new one can't run into this 72 assembly switch. So basically, when I realized I got home last week, and this place is only open once a week. So I got home last week and I realized this doesn't even go into this. It doesn't even fit in there. You can see that it doesn't even fit in there. So I realized that, and then this week I went to get basically this the same housing. So it's like this is the same basic setup that I need to replace this with, but it's for the right year. It's a 74. Even though the bike's a 72, I got a 74 carburetor, and the 74 carburetor runs up to this 74 throttle assembly. So I need this other piece because this one doesn't even fit in here. You know what I mean? Maybe you know what I mean. I don't know. I don't know if you guys know what I mean. But that's what I'm doing today, and that's the plan. So hopefully we'll see how that works. I'll let you know, and you guys let me know. You guys comment or whatever, like if you watched the video, because I made a poll on Twitter, and I was like, did you guys want me to make more crypto videos? And you guys were like, yes. But then you guys actually watch the video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you know, all that stuff, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, all that stuff. Except also, if you were following me on YouTube and you thought you used to follow me on Twitter, go and check and make sure you follow me on Twitter, because my Twitter got deleted and I had to make a new one, and one's active. It's like the Kungfu Nerd. I'll put it up. It links or whatever in the bio. Oh yeah, links in the description. All the links.
Brought to you by your